Alexander, and we'll use this part. Did I do it right this time? I got it right
yes,
that time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Reverend Alexander. And so, Pastor Walker, let's start off by having you to give us some information in reference to your background, your education, and some other things. And Reverend Alexander will give us similar information in reference to her background. And then we'll have the second segment to get into some of the issues dealing with the Tennessee prison system. And we're off now. Go on.
All right. Well, I'm Pastor KWalker, born and raised right here in Nashville, Tennessee, a native Nashvilleian. Dr. Haney, first of all, thank you for allowing the opportunity to be on your show. Educated in the public school systems here in Tennessee up until a certain point. Was not a desirable character coming up young as a young male in this country, and got in a lot of trouble and stuff like that. Eventually got kicked out of the public school systems. But from there I went into the military, went into the Navy, got out of the Navy, got a GED, spent some time at Tennessee State University studying clothing and textile. I wanted to be a fashion designer. And from there, of course, all during that time I was on drugs, and I got strung out on drugs, and ended up, that blew my, my college pursuit right there. Ended up incarcerated in Tennessee State prison system. Did some college studies in there through Trevecca East Campus Prison Program, up until good old President Reagan cut out the veterans benefits and stuff like that, and kind of squashed and killed the program for a lot of us that was pursuing degrees while incarcerated. But that's who I am, and I'm here today to talk about some things that I think that are very important.
Very good. Reverend Alexander.
Dr. Haney, thank you for inviting us back. I am the director for No Exceptions Prison Collective, which is a prison advocacy organization. We work on behalf of prisoners and their families. So I'm an attorney, but I'm also a pastor. And prior to that, I was the head chaplain at River Bend Maximum Security Institution. And it was during that time when my eyes were really opened about the realities of mass incarceration in this country, and about the fact that none of us can claim to be innocent bystanders at this point. We know what's going on. The information is out there. And so when I resigned a year ago, I left with the intention of starting No Exceptions and working with a collective board that includes outsiders. We have a lot of attorneys in our collective, a lot of pastors and professors, but then also insiders. So in order, I think, to have integrity, is you have to continue to working with prisoners and with their families. And typically, we stay focused on very specific issues in the prison system. But recently, there's been so much buzz and noise and coverage, as you well know, about the prison system currently and about the current administration, that we've received so many calls and so many letters, not just from insiders, but from employees, from families of prisoners, that we become involved in other issues that are immediate and very timely right now, having to do with the well-being of those who work in the prisons and those who live in the prison.
And so this would include some of the issues, Pastor, that you think are important in terms of this crisis that we talk about.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, one of the things I've always said in a lot of previous shows that we've done here on Comments, Dr. Haney, is that one of my purposes is to change the signal that's being from the prison system back into society. Because there's this process that takes place where we'll follow the individual from the crime scene throughout the judicial process all the way to the gate or to the walls of the prison system. And from there, we drop them off and not realizing that individual pursues life while incarcerated. And of course, at some point, many of them are returning back into society, but the prison system is sending a signal out that suggests to society that everybody's in there is low down, dirty, they're just scum of the earth, they're no good. Even though the purpose of incarceration is for rehabilitation and punishment, but they send a signal out that says these people never change. And so therefore they use that to justify all the methods and means that they use against people to basically dehumanize people that are incarcerated in the prison system, and create all these systems that are in place that really sends an individual back into society if that individual does not take the initiative to work on themselves, worse off than they were in many cases when they went in there. You know, and I say that because you take, for example, you lock a man in a cage for 23 hours out of a 24-hour